Hey, everybody. As always, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good day. I wanted to talk a little bit about emotional manipulation and responding with triggered responses that are expected of you based on the emotional trigger that was sent your way. Oftentimes, people will say things to us, they'll do things. They will do things to make you question their motive on, okay, well, why are they behaving this way? Now, sometimes you have to be careful because people are either meant or sent. So you have to think about your triggered emotional responses. See, because often people will do things based on repeat cycles. You have certain things, certain words, certain cues, certain activities, gestures that may be triggering to you in some way. They may, for whatever reason, be upsetting. An emotional triggered response would be something generally where the person saying something already knows in advance what their expectation is from you, and they will guide you to their belief system. And then if you question it, or for whatever reason, if it's disturbed, someone could have a triggered response based on their emotions. Someone may say something and it's upsetting to you. And instead of you taking it and being like, oh, why is this upsetting? How do I process this? How do I change this situation to where it is beneficial to my soul? Because if something is upsetting, what you don't want to do is obsess on the problem. Because then you start stewing in shit, stewing in the problem. And you don't want to do that. And those are results generally of bad decisions. Hence, an emotional triggered response where, instead of thinking rational, you were quick to say something, you were quick to have a reply out of habit. Be careful of that because you want to break the mind control. Triggered responses and allowing yourself to be emotionally, mentally manipulated is never a smart or good thing. Be your own advocate. Nobody knows you like you. Nobody knows your needs like you. But you also have to hold yourself to a higher standard and not be triggered with emotional responses to people or situations. Instead, if a situation occurs and you find yourself either up against someone where you have a difference of opinion or you're somewhere where it's uncomfortable, don't respond negatively because remember, what you put out, you're going to get back. Cause and effect. So if you want a different response than the asshole triggered one that you were about to have, stop, catch yourself, think about it. Is that triggered response that you were about to give worth it? And 10 minutes from now, that smart ass comment that you may have made, is it going to benefit you? Is it going to benefit you an hour from now? What about tomorrow? That smart ass comment you made, did that help somebody? Or did that piss somebody off? Did that dissuade you from making a right decision? Did it push you to make a decision that was outside of yourself? When you make emotional responses, you have sometimes also have these emotional, I don't know how to put the word that I'm trying to say out there. Don't allow yourself to be triggered. Do not be taken out of your own character. Hold your own self accountable and to a higher standard. Treat others how you want to be treated because it's the right thing to do, and karma is going to come back to you, and revelations is going to happen to you. You are at some point going to answer for every single thing you have said, done over your lifetime. That's just the way life is. At some point, You have to deal with the revelations of, okay, well, what's really going on? Don't act outside of your character, but be true to self. Don't allow people to walk on you, but do not open yourself up to be accessed into acting outside of your character, or not your character, because a character could be false, outside of your true being. Don't be emotionally triggered to action. Think out your decision before you do it. Emotions are okay. It's okay to even get mad. It's okay to have a bad thought sometimes. It's not okay to carry that negativity forward, though. You got to deal with the bad thought, deal with the emotion in the situation, and get the fuck rid of it if it is not serving you. That way, the responses that you have can and the things around you are of your making, so that you are creating a better environment for yourself. Don't be responsible for others. Don't always be so worried about other people's opinions. Don't always be worried about what the people at your job are doing, or your friends or your family are doing. Don't have emotional responses because you're feeling despondent, depressed, outside of yourself, maybe even lost a bit and confused, and you don't know how to answer for the situation, or you don't know how to hold yourself accordingly. It happens, and that's okay. If you find yourself where you have been triggered and you are not certain how to respond, great first step in noticing that there is a situation and a behavior that you need to change. Once you realize the problem, you can start working on the problem so you can then come up with a solution.